In the Gospel of John, Jesus' public ministry begins in an ordinary setting. He attends a wedding in the small village of Cana in Galilee. The celebration is underway when the host faces a crisis. The wine runs out. Before it becomes a public scandal, Jesus steps in and resolves the catering issue. It is an unexpected choice for a first miracle. Out of all the ways to announce his arrival, healing the sick or raising the dead, he begins by addressing a drink shortage at a provincial party. John records this event because the details, the location, the timing, and the specific vessels used, link this domestic emergency to the broader story of redemption. When the wine fails, Mary brings the problem directly to Jesus. His response is precise and points toward a much larger timeline. He tells her, "Woman, what does this have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." This statement shifts the focus away from the social embarrassment of the wedding. It suggests that even this small act is tethered to a mission that has already been set in motion. To understand the weight of this moment, we have to look at the setting. Throughout the scriptures, a wedding serves as the primary image of the covenant union between God and his people. In the first century, running out of wine was a public failure of hospitality. It meant the celebration had reached its limit, leaving the host in a state of social shame. This shortage mirrors a spiritual reality. The guests find themselves at the end of their own resources, standing in a room with no way to restore the joy that was lost. Their empty cups represent the limit of human effort. The celebration cannot continue on its own, creating a moment where the only hope for the host is an intervention they cannot provide for themselves. Jesus directs the servants towards 6 specific stone water jars. These massive vessels were used for a specific purpose. According to religious law, they held the water required for purification rites, tools of external washing, used to make a person ceremonially clean. John notes there are exactly 6 of these jars. In biblical symbolism, the number 6 is often associated with the limits of human work and the state of incompleteness. These heavy, unyielding stone vessels represent a system that demanded purity, but lacked the power to change the nature of the people using them. Jesus tells the servants to fill those heavy jars to the brim with water, then draw some out. By the time it reaches the master of the feast, the substance has changed into the finest wine of the entire wedding. This transformation from purification water into wine marks a substantial shift. It moves from the water of outward ritual to the wine of internal joy and covenant blessing. The miracle shows that the work of Jesus is not about adding to the old system of external rules. Instead, he brings a change to the very substance of the vessels, replacing the old requirements with a new reality. This brings us back to that specific phrase, "My hour has not yet come." In this gospel, the hour is not a reference to a time of day. It points forward to the end of his life, his suffering, his death on the cross, and his eventual glorification. This connection becomes clear at the Last Supper, when Jesus identifies a cup of wine as the new covenant in his blood. The wedding at Cana serves as a preview of the cross. The joy of the wine at the start of his ministry is bought by the sacrifice he will make at the end of it. Despite the significance of the event, the miracle remains largely hidden. The master of the feast tastes the result without knowing the source, and the guests continue the party unaware of what has happened. Only the disciples recognized the glory in that moment. They saw the significance of the change, and as a result, they believed in him. This highlights a consistent theme in his ministry. Spiritual truth is not something earned through the stone jars of religion or figured out through human logic. It must be revealed. At Cana, the help arrived before anyone even knew how to ask for it. It shows that salvation is a gift that begins with God taking the first step, transforming what is empty and old into something entirely new.